running a pizzeria is always going to come with some problems, right? But every problem is solvable if you have the right systems, the right people, and the right perspective. So my challenge for you this week is pick one of those 5 struggles and fix one small piece of it. Not saying you got to fix the whole problem, but fix one small piece of it. Let's go one win at a time. And that's how you move from surviving to thriving. What's going on, Pizza Fam? Look, I appreciate each one of you for listening to this show, listening to this episode. Before we get back to it, I wanted to tell you about my favorite product right now, Todd's Curry Sauce. I met these guys at the Florida Restaurant Show, Pizza Tomorrow Summit, and I'm telling you, ever since I tried that sauce, I have been putting it on everything in the shop. Chicken wings, pizza, you've seen the pizzas, chicken sandwich, salad dressing, we've been putting Todd's Curry Sauce on everything, and I'm here to give you a special deal, special offer. Go to their website, toddscurrysauce.com, use code Pizza King, and get 10% off your next order. I promise you, you only need to try it one time. It's going to be the best curry sauce you ever tasted in your life. You're going to start putting it on all kinds of stuff in your shop, even at home. I got a bottle in the pantry here at the house. I got a bottle at the shop. Elliot, Todd, I need another bottle because I'm putting it everywhere. I'm putting it on everything. So go check it out. Use code Pizza King and get 10% off your next order. Peace. Let's get back to it. What's going on, Pizza Fam? Welcome back to the Pizza King podcast. I am your host, as always, Tyrell Reed, here to bring you tips, tricks, tools, anything that you need when it comes to running a successful pizza business. As someone who's just been in the game for a couple of decades and gone through a lot of the struggles. And struggle is really something that I wanted to talk about today. I had a call with another group earlier, and we really just wanted to take a deep dive on what we've been struggling with over the last year or so personally. And I thought that I could bring that here and just have a good conversation just around the struggles of being a pizzeria owner, because I think that it can look good to folks who are in the game, and people who don't know, it looks like a fun business. It looks like it's easy. Oh, it's just dough, sauce, and cheese. I can buy flour for $25 a bag and just start making no. There's some real struggle in this business. And I just want to talk through what those look like for me as a pizzeria owner, and how I've, been able to work through overcoming some of those struggles. And bringing it here to the podcast, because this is what we do, bringing it to the community. This is day 6 of Podcast-a-thon. October is National Pizza Month, and we are celebrating by bringing you an episode every single day, whether they be long, whether they be short. We're coming in, we're coming to bring some value, and we're coming to bring some love and some life to the pizza business. So without further ado, let's just get into it. The top 5 struggles of pizzeria owners as per my point of view. Number 1, we already know, staffing and turnover. Staffing and turnover is the number 1 pain point in business. How do we keep people working here? How do we deal with people who keep leaving? Good people are hard to find and even harder to keep. We know how it goes. But the mistakes that most owners make is that they just start hiring anybody. You're hiring anybody with a pulse just to fill in for a shift because it's a Band-Aid, because it works. That fixes the schedule, but it doesn't really fix the problem. Yeah, you can solve your schedule problem this week with a retread. What I call him, with a retread, with a guy who, he worked here 6 times. He's available. He can come in. That guy gonna burn you again. You gotta change your philosophy and start to hire people for attitude. And that's how we were able to overcome it. Hire for attitude, train for skill. You can teach people how to execute your menu. You can teach people how to do your prep. You can teach people how to run your POS. You can't teach people how to care, how to hold themselves accountable, how to show up on time. Those are things that you got to try to weed through in your process, in your screening process. So look for people who show up on time. Look for people who want to learn. Look for people who care about doing things the right way. You can teach them how to make the pizza, but you can't teach them how to care. Once you got them, you got to give them a reason to stay, though. That means giving them some structure. That means giving them training and development. And it means recognition. Recognition is like number 1. Start with something simple. I recommend using shift huddles. That's one of my big things that we teach with our clients, like just a daily huddle. Let's set the intention for today. 2 minutes before every shift, set the expectation, give updates, relevant stuff, and recognize somebody that's been doing it right. You can wrap all that up into one quick little 2-minute meeting and then go on and have a great shift. That will start to build some consistency and some loyalty with folks because you're showing up as a leader. So that's that one. Number 2 struggle. Yeah, I think we know. Big 2, they go hand in hand. Labor and what? Food. Rising costs. Food continues to go up. Pepperoni's going up. Obviously, cheese has always been on the rise. Produce is so volatile. You don't know what you're going to pay for tomatoes this week versus last week. Peppers, onions, mushrooms, all those things that we like to get fresh. Feels like every week something new is going to eat up the profit because the prices just change so much. But listen, you can't control the market. We know that we can't control the market. You control your numbers though. You control how you execute those things. To battle rising food costs, that means you have to be razor sharp on how you execute. You got to do your weekly inventories. You got to do it. I know it's not fun, but it's the difference between guessing and knowing. Track your cheese usage, track your dough, watch your waste. These are the fundamentals of business. When you get into, listen, I don't know how many of us worked for the chains because, I spent time there. That's what happens. And not just weekly. We were counting inventory every day, every night because they wanted exact. We always needed to know exactly where we were and where we stood. And then you use that data to make adjustments. You adjust your prices, once a year or, once a quarter or something like that. Don't wait. If you see there's a rising cost and there's a rising cost and there's a trend going, it's okay to make adjustments because listen, you don't want to be the last one undercharging for something. Yeah, you just built in some value, but you're also losing money at the same time. So you got to be able to use that data and make adjustments quickly. If it's something that the cost is rising and you're not selling it, maybe it's time to let that go off of the menu for a while or make it a seasonal item. But you got to use the data to make those adjustments. That's how you stay in business while others are complaining about the prices. You just start to dig in deeper, sharpen your systems and make adjustments. Number 3 biggest struggle in this business, work-life balance. Work-life balance. Most owners, especially first timers, think that you just got to be there for every single shift, every call, every delivery, every pizza. You got to be there. That's not leadership. That's just survival. If your business falls apart when you take a day off, you don't have a business. You got a job with extra bills. That's all you got. You got to start delegating. You got to train shift leaders how to handle things like counting the drawer, dealing with customer issues, making the prep list. Like, give them checklists. Teach them how to think ahead. Teach them how to be responsible. That's how you build in some time and some balance. Look, I'm a big fan of the 1-2-1 structure. 1 GM, 2 shift managers, 1 person in development at all times. We talked about that before. I talk about it all the time, especially on my Tuesday live workshops. Join me Tuesday too, live, if you ever want to just talk through what team building really looks like. We do it live every Tuesday. Links in the description. Look at that plug. But listen, once you start to have someone, that you can trust and you can count off, then you start scheduling a day off. Take a day off. It's going to be okay. Let your team breathe. Let them breathe without you being all over their back. It's going to help them get better at what they need to do. You'll come back sharper and they'll grow faster and you get 2 benefits out of that. So take a day off. I'm giving you permission. Take a day off. Number 4 biggest struggle, marketing and growing sales. That's just, that's the nature of business, right? But really what we're saying is you're having a hard time getting attention for your business. You're competing against all of the big dogs, the Pizza Huts, the Domino's of the world. You're dealing with DoorDash ads and Uber Eats and short attention spans. And you don't want to battle that by giving out discounts and just devaluing your product. The way you win is with making real connection with the community, right? People buy from people that they trust. So show your people, show your team, talk about your stories, post photos of it. Like not just the deal. You know what I mean? Talk about the process, go behind the counter, talk about your story, how you came to be, why you own this pizzeria. Those are the kind of connections that people love to make, especially in this environment of connection through social media. Like share your story, talk about it, but then turn those connections into customers. And once they become customers, collect the data. Make sure you get their name, make sure you get their phone number, make sure you get the birthday, get that email address, and then start reaching out. You know how happy someone is to get a free pizza on their birthday? All you had to do was plug it into your system and set the reminders and make sure. Well, obviously you got to have the right system to do it. But for us, we use Thrive and Sales Builder. But once we had that in, those things just happen behind the scenes automatically. But start collecting data, start a text list, start an email list. It's not about having, a big ad campaign. It's just about staying top of mind week after week. You want to drive some repeat business. And then the number 5 biggest struggle in the pizza game or in really in business in general, right, is leadership and mindset. This is where most people either level up or tap out. Level up or tap out. Like I got into this because I like making pizzas. I didn't know I was going to have to babysit adults. I didn't know I was going to have to deal with everyone's problems. I didn't know I was going to have to, handle all of these other different things. I just wanted to, do my recipes and do that. Yeah. Sorry. This is what you signed up for. You can build a great business, if you have the right mindset. You cannot build a great business without the right mindset. If you're always frustrated, if you're always angry, if you're always blaming other people, your team feels that. Leadership starts with you. You have to believe in it too. You got to shift, your mindset from being operator to being leader, right? That means you got to spend less time, reacting and more time developing and, being proactive. Hold those weekly one-on-one meetings with your key staff, with your folks in development, with your leadership team. Ask them what's working. Talk to them about what's not working. Make the adjustments. Give them some small responsibilities and then talk about it. If you want to start taking things off your plate, if you want to develop yourself into becoming a better leader, you've got to start creating more leaders behind you. So that's me. Leadership is not about creating more followers. It's about creating more leaders. So you got to start to teach somebody. And that's how you get better as a leader, is when you're starting to teach someone who you are and what you do. So, start small, give somebody one thing to do, something they can win at, and then talk about it and then give them a little bit more. Your job is to create leaders, not just manage workers. So look, that's all we got for today. I think at the end of the day, running a pizzeria is always going to come with some problems, right? But every problem is solvable if you have the right systems, the right people, and the right perspective. So my challenge for you this week is pick one of those 5 struggles, whether it be staffing, whether it be food costs, whether it be work-life balance or marketing or mindset, and fix one small piece of it. Not saying you got to fix the whole problem, but fix one small piece of it. Let's go one win at a time. And that's how you move from surviving to thriving. And I'm your host, Tyrell Reed. Don't forget, you can go get the free manager's checklist on my website. You can get the new store opening checklist on my website. You can sign up for the free live workshop every single Tuesday. All the links are in the show description or at tyrellreed.com. But let's keep building leaders. Let's keep winning in the pizza game. And listen, until next time, tomorrow, remember, we're doing this all month long. I'll see you. Take care.